Many years ago, I came across a few lines in a book that I connected with. They were, "It's easy to judge, but you never know another person's heart, what gives them strength and what breaks them down." I have learned to listen more and speak less. The result has been eye-opening conversations and inspirational moments that I have shared with you right here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Crystal One-on-One, and we're on location at Le Chateau Brasserie Belge. Today I'm chatting with seasoned reggae artist. Music is his passion, and I will say he knows a lot about events too. Tshaka Mayanja.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, still blessed.
Welcome to the show.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
I know you're very busy at the moment because I feel like this is the concert of all concerts that you've done, the safari of all safaris you've done.
Yeah, close.
30 years in the industry.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
It's actually more. Yeah, 30.
How do you feel?
Confused.
Can you believe 30 years have gone by?
Yeah, sometimes I think about it, but they move so fast, And every time you're at it, so you don't notice. Yeah.
So did someone point it out to you, or were you keeping track?
We did 20 years too. We did 20 years in 2009
Okay.
at Serena.
All
That was the second jazz safari.
The second one.
Yes, so we did 20 years then.
So you planned for this?
I didn't even plan for it though, because last year I'd kind of said that's it.
Yeah, you said you
Yeah,
quit.
that's
the
it,
jazz safari, you were done.
And then it just happened that some people were asking about that, about what's going to happen and all that.
Actually, did you say you quit events?
Yes, actually I did that, But a lot of things happened.
Okay.
And every time I do events, music, every time I do those music concerts, I always feel it's the last time, for the last 30 years,
Is it because you put like everything in it?
Yeah, you put everything in it, So last year was like the climax,
So after the jazz safari, like what happens? Do you like disappear like for a week? You don't talk to anybody, you don't see anybody, or?
That's my life pretty much, I just disappear anyway.
Okay.
I'm a recluse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things I found fascinating is you play so many instruments. Most people see you, when they see you on stage, you're normally on the the guitar, but you play piano as well, drums.
It's funny because I'm a fraudulent. I think I call myself a fraud because I like piano. I just thought there's no piano player in school. The seniors have left. Because Michael Kadu had left, Mark Kadu had left, Samson. The Kadu family used to play piano in school.
Okay.
Every year. So when they left, they used to come from King's College every Sunday to come and play. So I was thinking, let me just forge my way around, So I went to the piano and started messing about.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Isn't it like the hardest instrument to learn?
I learned like 5 tunes,
And you're like, I'm
hymns,
good now.
5 hymns, so we had to sing those 5 hymns every Sunday.
Because that's all you knew.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you were born here in Uganda.
Yes.
Your father, a lot of people know your father for being a seasoned politician.
Yeah, I'm the one who missed being born in exile. So when they came back from exile, I'm the firstborn.
Okay. So you were born here.
The others are not. The others are exile kids.
Okay.
So I'm the firstborn here.
Okay. Was that here in Kampala?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. 72. Yeah. They
72.
just I think they came back 71.
All right.
I believe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're born here. How many older siblings do you have?
Because I have 3 were born in England in exile.
Okay.
I was born here. I think it was in. I don't remember, but it was Bulange. Because when they came back, they went and stayed with their relatives in Bulange area. Which was a hotbed of Buganda people and royalty and so old friends.
Do you have any memories of that time when you came back?
No chance, no idea.
Okay.
I only remember Chambogo because 72 they shifted to Chambogo.
Oh.
That's where I grew up.
Okay, in Chambogo.
Yes.
Okay, and then school?
I did 1 year at Nakasero Primary School, 78, I believe. And then a whole host of us left when the war was about to start. We were taken to boarding school, so we went to Bodo Junior. A whole group of us. Some stayed, some, my year, a lot of us went to Bodo in 79.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to Budo Junior?
Yes.
You were there for the whole of primary?
Oh yeah.
Was that with your siblings as well?
One only.
Only one.
Our firstborn was taken farther in Masaka in Kako or something. He hated.
He
He
it's almost like he was exiled.
he was exiled, But even the way he came here, the parents stayed in exile and they sent him like a paso, So we call him a paso. He came as a paso. Came a lot on the plane as a baby.
Okay, so you finished your P7?
Then I went to King's College.
Oh, so Budo Junior,
Yeah,
then King's
yeah,
College,
yeah.
all the way?
Yeah.
All the way S6?
S4.
S4.
Then Makerere College.
Okay. So S4, you said that you started playing the piano. Were you
No,
playing?
P7.
P7.
P6 actually. Because then I was already in the school choir playing traditional instruments.
All right.
But there was a gap. So I jumped in and played piano.
Okay.
Then King's, when I went to King's, the school choir was non-existent at the time. So even the music room, because King's College had the famous Budo College band. There were instruments, all these Andrew Kasirias, Rob Mokasa, the Phillies, all those guys. It was done. There was nothing. Broken instruments. The room was leaking. The piano was out of tune. It was terrible.
Oh my goodness.
But we used to go there and play there with the bats and the,
All the same, you
yeah,
still were
it
trying
was
to
even
get...
in a bushy area. We went and played with the Bazanyes and the Gonza Kaguas, and in the piano that was out of tune, Sometimes we used to go to chapel.
Okay. Did you bring it up with the school administration?
Nah. We just used to go and fight over the piano because they had to do the hymns for Sunday.
Okay.
So on Saturday they had to rehearse. So we used to sneak in at night or whatever. So at times people would hear pop music coming out of the chapel at night, And
Good
Reverend Bombo would complain.
So tell me this, what was the first instrument you learned how to play? Because if you're saying you were playing traditional...
Piano.
What about traditional instruments though?
Because piano, my friends, the ones I grew up with, the Gonzas, the Kaguas basically, they had piano lessons. So they used to do piano lessons at home, grade 1 or grade 2 or something. So I was kind of playing with them. I would play one side of the piano, they would play the other side of the piano. So the best parts of the piano, of the songs, I would play the best lower end parts and they would play the chords. Because none of us at the time was playing with two hands. Then came the drums.
Okay.
But the drum thing had started a bit, because we used to, for entertainment, they used to do, there was no discos or anything at the time, so we used to use drums.
Okay.
So those drums were not playing traditional music. We were playing pop music with drums. So we created beats,
What?
Yeah, we used to create beats in school.
Okay. That's really cool, actually.
Actually, that's how even all these churches started. In like 81, the Kaiwas and all those people, they created certain beats that you knew that this beat is for this song, but it was all drums. No melodic instruments at all, no guitars, nothing.
Wow. Okay.
So we used to create beats at school, mainly with older students. Because at school, I remember in Budo, there was a guy called Mutumba who used to make beats with his mouth, and bang doors and whatever. He was crazy. He was, the groove. He had groove,
Yeah.
Him. So we formed the Kaka Trio, like on Saturdays after housework, in the Kavinja code, place where the boys end. So buckets, the two drums we had and buckets. So Nicholas Kalanzi, I think he's now in America. He used to play one. I used to play one, and Mutumba used to play one. Then there was the other better drummers like Musoke Richard. He's a pastor now. He was incredible on drums.
What class was this?
This
What
is
class?
P4, I think. P4, 81.
Okay, so was the music thing in your family? Did you get it from someone in your family?
It's funny, yeah, because when I grew up, my parents came with a lot of records, LPs from exile. All sorts of music was there in that house.
So they had a collection?
A whole stack.
Wow.
So all our cousins, some of them who became musicians later, used to come to the house. And the LPs had lyrics, so we used to sing. Stephen Suga in Mixed Talents, his brothers, Harry Rwanga, used to come for holidays, all those.
So were you encouraged at home? No, you
there was no encouragement like that, oh, you're going to do music. No.
Oh,
you just...
here, try this, try
so
that.
we used to hear music. It was like, the LPs were too many. Everything. Neil Diamond, Carole King, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Carole King, the mixture.
Oh, my goodness.
James Brown, Fats Domino. It's like you had blues,
So soul,
there was
blues,
jazz, soul, disco, you name it. The only thing that wasn't there was reggae. But I think there was a Jimmy Cliff LP at home. It was Jimmy Cliff at the time. It was a Jimmy Cliff record.
And yet reggae is like
But
your
it wasn't
first
like the
love
roots
now.
at the time.
Uh-huh.
So we didn't have any of that. That came into the house in 81. Another
So
aunt
all
of
the
mine.
lovers rock came much later.
No Lovers Rock. The first proper reggae record that came was 81.
Okay.
Another aunt who came from exile. I don't know how she got it, but she came with the Bob Marley LP, Rastaman Vibration.
Okay.
That was the first time I had roots reggae.
Did you feel something?
Yeah,
or-
that was 81. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't like, because now, zipping up my boots and all that stuff had come in, going back to my roots. That music, the funk, stomp, that was the music, At the time, the Jimmy Katumba guys who used to dance, it was all that was the music, disco and funk. For some reason, even at that age when we played that record at home, something totally, we never had anything like that. It was offbeat. The message was talking about very hardcore stuff that we never had,
It's intense.
That was it. And I could sing to this day every lyric on that whole LP, every word.
So was it something like you all connected to it, or was it just
I
you?
did. Me and my brother used to sing that, the one I followed, my late brother. We used to sing that Rastaman Vibration album, word to word. But it stuck, I'm the one who stuck it out.
Because I know you said it again and again that reggae is your first love.
Yes, so 81, yes, but even after that LP, I was still more into the breakdance thing, hip hop. So the LP was in the head, but I wasn't doing reggae. I didn't
but
even
you
know how
were
to
young
do it.
also,
Nobody
though.
was doing it here anyway. Nobody was doing reggae at all.
You
How
were
to do
young
it.
also,
Nobody
though.
was doing it here anyway. Nobody was doing reggae at all. So there were no influences. So you could not meet anybody who does it. So the LP was at home. That was it. But it was more, break dance and that stuff, funk.
So with this influence of all this music, and you're telling me you had your friends, you come up with your own beats and stuff, did you ever think that music would be a big part of your life?
Nah.
It was just fun, all fun and
Because
games.
I was handpicked to join the choir
Okay.
in 82. We were the youngest then. For some reason, I don't know why they picked us.
Okay.
They picked three of us, me, Moses Chinove, and Edward Walugen. Mr. Katuma just said, "You three come and join the choir."
Maybe he had
We've
seen you
not
doing
been
your
singing
thing.
or doing anything.
No?
I was crazy about football at the time. That's it. No school, just football. Everything was about football.
Oh.
Villa,
That child.
I had scrapbooks with all the World Cup teams and the pictures. I knew I could name the Cameroon team, I used to write letters to FIFA, get replies from the German national team. Man, from
What?
through the post office. Get those souvenirs. We started a World Cup at school. A spanner. We started a spanner with Moses Chinove, Malcolm, I think Molomba, David Mbowa, Chimera Kagua. We started like a World Cup. Dormitories, you're Germany, you're Brazil, It was a proper tournament with everything.
Hey,
Yeah,
sounds like the stakes were very high.
Music was just that you're in the school choir and you sleep late and you get benefits of going out of the school.
But you said that all your focus was football.
Football.
So books?
Nah.
You were being
I don't
forced.
I don't even think I went to school at all. I can tell you that.
What does that mean?
I went to school, I think, to make friends. I never focused on at all.
Okay.
All my life in school, I never ever focused on books. Even the teachers knew it. They
So
just knew that for this. I don't know why. I just didn't. It was
So
football,
they just
football,
let you
football.
be,
They just let me. I never used to fail. Or
but you
anything.
still do the exams.
Yeah, I'll do the
and all
exams and not
that.
fail.
Okay.
But
You'd coast through.
I'll just wait for the last week to revise.
Okay.
I mean, like in HSC college school, I don't think I went for any afternoon lesson at all.
How did you pull that off, though?
You used to hide in the dormitory, have friends who are prefects, sleep, go to town to watch bands. By then, now music had caught on. So school,
It was
football and
just-
music
just
is what, and
passing
friends.
time.
We made friends. We went to boarding school so young,
Yeah, so that's
So-
where you made your real friendships. Huh?
Yeah, families, to this day.
Yeah. You know, one thing I noticed, and even just reading a lot of your posts, is your memory. You remember names, you remember dates, you remember details. I don't know if I'm the first person telling you this. This is only because of conversations and reading what you write about. Have you always had that kind of memory? Because there are a lot of people who don't remember. They have
Yeah,
big gaps and they
I've
can't
always had
remember
that
the
kind of
years.
memory. I think because I didn't fill it with books, so there's space in the memory, in the memory card.
Don't listen to him. So, because you remember details.
Yes.
Even when you break down, especially now that you've done so many different concerts and events, you're able to still break down what happened with this one, that one. It's quite something.
Yeah, it's because my father gave me his name, both his names. I'm the only one who gave his names. So I think I took over.
Okay. So what was your dad like though?
It's funny because my dad, music was his thing. I mean, those who grew
So
up,
the collections, he's the one.
him and my mother. Because the thing is, my father, those who grew up with him, who know him, said he was the best dancer in this town.
Okay.
So he used to tell us a story that I even missed revising at Makere because we had to go and dance at night. So I came late. The teachers were wondering, why aren't you doing, because just him and dancing, So music, classical music, he had everything, man. He wanted to learn everything, Latin, French, music. But recently my mom told me, because we grew up with my mom not showing that side, although she was in the choir in all these churches and all that, but she didn't show that side. We didn't grow up knowing it. So she told me stories and said, I hear you talking about your dad, but you don't know your music comes from me, comes from my gene.
What?
Not your father's. So she told me stories out in the 60s. Even artists used to come here. She used to go and host them. She was in the National Theatre as an actress, singing, Makulaga, Kulaba, all those things she was in. So she said, so that's one part we didn't know. I didn't know that until
I think that's one of the
until
coolest
this
things
year.
about getting older.
Yeah.
When you start to hear these stories and you get to see your parents in a different light altogether.
No, I think when she entered church, she closed that chapter.
Oh,
she
she's
didn't want
like
people,
left it
She
behind.
didn't want people to know that she had swag.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Okay, so school was never a thing for
Nah.
you. You were there just because you had to.
I still hate school. I don't like dogma. Let's put it that way. I can't. I can't be put in a conformity.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't do it.
My spirit won't allow it. So it was that thing. You have to wake up at this time. Why? You just have to. School was like punishment to me. But later in time, we started enjoying. But I'm going to see my friends.
Okay. But
Just
how
that.
did your parents take it?
My dad is an
Because it
academic.
said if your dad, yeah.
Yeah, academics was his thing.
So was that a conversation you kept having again and
yeah.
again?
Oh yeah. And the time we grew up, musicians were the riffraff.
Yeah.
Musicians here, apart from Jimmy Katumba, who had in a proper structure.
Everyone else.
And Jimmy Katumba, Jimmy Katumba and the Ebonies, all those people were graduates. So he used to recruit from Chambogo, from Makere. So those were proper. They
And
had
they were
other careers,
respected.
Alan Waligo and all these guys.
Yeah.
But they had other things they were doing off stage. But me, but one time my father came to school, S4 I think, where, I think after mocks they were saying now this person, when we're here topping classes, this guy is, and we had a headmaster who I'll never forget, Mr. Busuga.
Yeah.
So he told my father, you know what, in Luganda, mwana muleka kubeera dongo. That's what he said. This one, now it's too late. Just let the guy be. Let him be that.
Too late, really.
A headmaster too. He said,
Or maybe he just saw that.
he said you can't change destiny, That's what it's gonna be. So just let him be. Don't put pressure on him.
It's a very hard thing to tell a parent.
Oh yeah,
Very
Mr.
difficult
Usura,
thing.
I'll never forget that statement.
But he helped you though.
Oh yeah.
That means he saw who you were and he accepted it. I'm sure that was difficult. Because even like you said, reggae was not, there were no reggae musicians here.
Even by then, we were still doing hip hop, R&B with the Kagwas, before Hot Soul Crew.
Yes.
Because Hot Soul Crew was not called Hot Soul, we didn't call it that before. So originally it used to be called Accelerando.
Excellent, what?
Accelerando. That's Bazanier's words. Bazanier had all these Latin words. No wonder he studied law. So, but he was one of those musicians who taught himself, self-taught. He would play all the instruments well.
Wow.
So we formed that, and they used to write songs, like over 100 songs, proper structured songs.
What happened?
R&B, proper songs that Babyface can sing,
So what happened?
I used to
Did
keep
you
all the
eventually
records.
just
I'm
go
going to look
your
for
own
those
way?
records. Lyrics, everything. Black book.
You have them?
Oh, I must have them somewhere. I'm sure I do.
Wow.
So they wrote songs. The reggae thing came back 88. Because they were writing the songs, I was learning, playing drums, And then I read a book about Sharpeville Massacre in Soweto in 88. That was the first song I wrote. That's when the reggae thing now came back.
So that was your first song?
Yes.
In 88?
Yes.
Okay.
So I left Hot Soul Crew. I left them to do the hip hop and the crew cuts and and now I said I'm gonna do reggae.
What did they say when you told
No, I
them?
think they continued doing. They recruited new members,
No, but did they encourage you? Were they like,
Oh yeah.
or-
Because reggae. I mean, they liked reggae too. They just, but it was beyond reggae because now it wasn't just about music.
You'd started your
So
spiritual
you
journey?
started understanding what this guy was saying in 81. What is it about? Because reggae pretty much is music,
Yeah.
like any music, like disco, whatever. And reggae wasn't started by Rastas anyway. It never was.
Was this started by the Africans?
I know what people were doing rocksteady, from doing ska to rocksteady to rocksteady was like lovers rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave Makerere College. You finished
Whoa,
S6.
that was another battle.
What happened?
Don't forget, I did my first concert. I was in S5, S6, S6, I think. First concert, school. Yeah, we did a concert, Little Flowers.
Okay, you organized it.
Yes.
Okay.
I was still in school when I did. Mixed Talents was my backing band,
Okay.
So while at school, in the holidays, went and did the show, reggae show, the very first reggae show I believe here. Proper, totally reggae.
And?
Students came and, those days wasn't too much.
No.
That was it. So students, it was fantastic, And I'd already organized shows at college school because I brought Mixed Talents to Makerere College. I brought Big Five, Makerere College. I was already organizing shows instead of doing studies.
And this is way back. This is way back. So you were making some money.
What?
Not much. It was just for the love of it.
I don't think we made any money at all. I'll tell you something. The first show we did in 91, we went, psycho styling, the posters. There was no printing or anything like that. So they used to go and, like how they do the exams. Photocopies were a new thing then. So I wrote on every poster the debt, the fee, on every poster.
How many
Like
did you
500
do?
posters.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
After that, I made my own tickets. So I got like a book, cut out papers, and got my dad's seal. He had a seal. I sealed all the tickets, and then I painted on them. I had color pen for geography, so I never used them for geography. So I got red, gold, and green color, the Rasta color thing. So I started on each ticket, red, gold, and green. So in my color case, the yellow, red, and green were that small. All the other colors, I never used them in school. I drew on every ticket.
How much was that show? How much was the ticket?
1,000, I think, 1,000 shillings.
1,000.
I still have the poster.
Okay.
Then, me and Michael Karule, who I met at college school, we started putting up the posters ourselves, the two of us. On Kampala Road, William Street. So yeah, we've done it all, man.
So who was encouraging you? Did you have like some adult mentors
the
at that
spirit.
time?
The music spirit.
The spirit.
I
was
had
pushing
friends
you.
like Hope, not the Hope Mukasas were like, Hope is the superstar.
Uh-huh.
But my koja, Stephen Soga was singing in Mixed Talents for years.
Okay.
Timothy Kabalika Gua. I had so many
So you had people that
old
you
Budonians in that circle who were in music. But as a hobby, but Tim Kabali had a band, remember? It was one of the best youth bands here. It was the best. You know, the Ruchis were in it.
So did you ever have a chance to?
Oh yeah, 89 is the one who gave me the first chance. Like when I brought Outbreak to Budo too, in 89.
Okay, okay.
We did a show there. And then 89 he said, you know what? I want you to come for our last show because they were all leaving, you know, going to outside countries. You know,
Okay.
all of them, most of them. So I want you to come and see and sing at the show at Calendar Rest House, and I want you to do original songs.
Original song?
Only that you've written. So it was Tim Cavalli who.
Was that the first time you were doing your own
Oh
songs?
yes, first time. So 89 I went on stage at Calendar Rest House December.
How was that?
It was fine, you know, it was fun. I even had a trench coat like the Matrix.
Like a big black one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did 2 songs, I think, my own compositions. That was the first. So I said, oh, okay. So Tim Cavalli, you know, is very instrumental, extremely instrumental. Because we started seeing him as kids.
Yeah.
In primary, he was already playing with the Philio tires. You know, small guy playing, and you were thinking, what the heck? You know? So everybody wanted to be like Tim. Yeah.
Okay. So you left Makerere College. Did you sit?
Yes, I did a
You
6.
sat. Okay. You
I
sat.
did a
You
6
finished.
of all my other. They said you have to go to university, blah blah blah. There are some Indian friends of my father, Ismailis. So we are going to take him to Canada
Oh.
by force. He has to do university. Bandali, Jaffa, Fair with these guys. I said nah.
How did you get out of that?
I said let me learn some computer course. So I went and did with Captain. Captain used to have NCR opposite Kampala Casino. Because it used to be a car before when computers were like the green screens, and so I decided, you know, just to get a certificate. I was marking about.
You're like,
Corel
okay, they
Draw,
want me to give them
I did
some
Corel
kind of paper.
Draw at when it used to be called Fresh Foods. You know, what's that building now? Where is Cafe Javas now?
Okay, okay.
It used to be called Fresh Foods. So there was like a scanner used to teach us Corel Draw.
Oh my goodness. Now when you look
We were
back.
the first guys to do those things on computer. You know.
Did you
But
manage to
I
use
did
that
art
in other
school,
ways?
So yeah, I did art even
I
now.
thought so. I
Yeah,
thought so.
art I used to like, but my old students always remind me that even in exams, I used to finish fast.
So you could just leave?
I just draw, yeah, so that I finish and think about other things. So the Edimatov was always remind, but you get, even S4, I remember, finals, but still whatever, like after 30 minutes, you're done.
And you're like, okay.
I was just looking around. I just couldn't stand school.
Wow.
But I think the brain was grasping a lot of things from school.
Yes. Just not the
Without me putting my mind to it. But I think the brain was,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So I didn't go to university.
Okay. So, but you were doing your music at the same time you
Now
were doing
that's
this
when they
course.
started doing shows.
Uh-huh.
That's when now we did full swing, proper,
All
proper
right.
shows. We were the first people to do shows at Sheraton. By then, Sheraton was the
The venue.
just to go to Sheraton.
To go to the
It
gardens.
was a day out.
Yeah.
You know, students used to walk. You know, there was no cabs and maybe 20 guys in a cab or something.
No, and we would make plans and would keep those plans, but keep those appointments.
There was soul, so much soul. Everything was sacred. Soda was sacred. Chocolate was sacred.
Chocolate was a luxury.
Somebody's time was sacred. Everything was sacred. Everything is everywhere now, so people don't put value to it.
Yeah,
But by then, just getting a lift,
was a big deal.
you know, to come for a show, when you have only 2K or some people like, I'm over at Sheraton, you know. People just used to come and watch.
And
And
people were saying like, the show would end and then they would walk home.
oh yeah,
At that time.
oh yeah. And our people, the people who are slightly older than us, used to go to Shays and these places.
Yeah.
They used to wait until morning because those days you couldn't work at night anyway. So they used to wait till morning to go back home, to walk from Shays to Mutundu or wherever you came from on foot.
That's crazy. In the morning.
Now that's what,
God knows what state you're in.
yeah, but that's what they call passion. You know, going out to a disco and then going back with, you know, with all the dust on the shoes. It meant something. But now it doesn't.
Then now
you know.
people going at 9 and at 11, they're
Now,
tired.
What DJ? What are you playing? What? You know, those
we
days.
danced.
Wow. You know, everything was sacred. So we miss that. People now don't put value to anything,
Okay.
which is very sad.
Yeah, that's very true.